Hey, I'm back. Now, I know our last time we met we were doing complex fractions and they look pretty simple. They can get a little difficult. And what happens is sometimes your complex fraction just doesn't have one fraction in the numerator and one fraction in the denominator. Sometimes it has 3 or 4 fractions. And that means then we're connected not only by division, we're also connected by addition and subtraction. So we know all our steps. We have learned everything we need to learn. We just need to go slow and look at this complex fraction and take it apart piece by piece. So if you look, I started with arithmetic. Here's a complex fraction in arithmetic. 3/4 plus 7/8 divided by 1/3 minus 1/6. And that's truly complex. You have 2 fractions in the numerator in the top, and then you also have 2 fractions in the denominator at the bottom. And there is a division bar across, which means division. But you cannot rewrite that as multiplication yet, because you don't just have 1 fraction in the numerator and 1 fraction in the denominator. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a complex fraction that has addition and subtraction, you're going to have to do the addition and subtraction first. You're going to have to take those 2 fractions in the numerator and put them together and make 1 fraction. You're going to have to take those 2 fractions in the denominator, put them together and make 1 fraction. And then when you have a fraction over a fraction, you can rewrite it as multiplication. So you're going to say, oh my, I don't know how to add and subtract fractions. You sure do. That was our whole module 11. So how do we add 3/4 plus 7/8? Adding fractions easy as can be. All we need is an LCD. What's our LCD of 4 and 8? Well, I know you could do that one in your head. That's 8. So we're going to change our denominators to 8s. How does a 4 become an 8? Well, you multiply by 2. So that's why your new numerator is going to be 3 times 2, which is 6. So now that first fraction is 6/8. The second fraction is going to stay the same because it's already 8s. It's 7/8. And when we add that, we will get 13/8. So we took our numerator, took our 2 fractions, and added them together and made 13/8. We're going to do the same thing in the denominator. We have 2 fractions, 1/3 minus 1/6. We know there's no such thing as subtracting. We're supposed to add the opposite. So that's 1/3 plus a negative 1/6. Okay, great. We still need a common denominator. Again, I know you can do that one in your head. The common denominator of 3 and 6, yes, is 6. So how do we change the 3 to a 6? We multiply by 2. So the 1/3 is going to become 2/6. The second fraction in the denominator is already 6. So now we have 2/6 plus negative 1/6, which is 1/6. So now we're okay, because now if we rewrite this expression, we have in the numerator 13/8. We have in the denominator 1/6. And now that we have 1 fraction divided by 1 fraction, now we can rewrite as multiplication. And that becomes 13/8 times the multiplicative inverse, which is 6 over 1. And before I multiply across, I don't want to multiply 13 times 6. I don't know that off the top of my head. I'm going to do some reducing. 6 and 8 both have a common factor of 2. So when I divide 6 by 2, I get 3. When I divide 8 by 2, I get 4. And now I'm multiplying 13 times 3, which is 39. 4 times 1, which is 4. And I get that expression to be simplified to be 39/4. And remember, do not make a mixed number. In higher math, we prefer our improper fractions. Do not rewrite that as a mixed number. Do not change it to a decimal. Leave it an improper fraction. Okay, I'll catch you at the whiteboard where we'll work with one more.